What's up guys, this is Mr. A, and today I'm actually doing a tutorial. This is on Arctic Combat, this is defense mode, and I'm going to be doing a few different tutorials for defense mode, one for each mode, and a few tips and tricks and things like that. And usually I have audio when I'm playing the videos, but this time I do not because I left my mic on while I was recording, and you can hear me typing and shooting and clicking and all that junk. Anywho, this is going to be the easy mode tutorial. I will do a normal and hard mode tutorials as I get around to it. Now, easy mode on defense is 7 rounds, and like the thing suggests, it's fairly easy. Most people should be able to finish this unless you're like brand new to first-person shooters and your whole team is that way. And well, yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'll talk about the enemies first, and I'll go to little tactics and stuff later. The first few enemies you encounter is Delta, Epsilon, and also Gamma. These are the flying enemies that start out in pretty much all 3 of the modes. And Delta would have 300 health. He's the flying guy. Epsilon would be 350. That's his health. And for Gamma, it's 200. So the flying guys are fairly easy to take out. In most weapons, you'll be able to take them out within 10 rounds if you land them all on target. And they're fairly easy to get a headshot on, so it shouldn't take that many bullets in anyway. As for the ground troops, I'll call them ground troops. It sounds better. As for the ground units you'll encounter in the beginning, anyway, is Alpha and Beta. These are really easy to kill. They're big and slow, and they only do 1 damage each, which is, not really a problem for you, or it shouldn't be anyway, unless you're got mauled on by one of the bosses and these guys come out of nowhere. Alpha has only 200 health. They're fairly really easy to kill. Beta has 300 health. A little bit harder to kill, but still fairly easy. And as you can see right now, the next enemy you encounter on the ground is Theta, and I think that's Eta or Ada or something like that. Anyway, Theta, where are my notes? Theta has 500 health, and its attack, it does about, I would say, 5 to 7 damage, maybe 5 to 8 damage on you. And it has like a small area of effect, so anybody that's within its little range when it attacks you, it's going to get hit, regardless of, well, there's no regardless. Ada is a little spider-looking guy. He's only got 200 health, but when he gets close enough, he blows up and does quite a bit of damage. I would say he does about 10 to 12, maybe 10 to 15 damage on you. And it's not too bad, but he's fairly annoying because he's small, he's tiny, he's kind of quick. And once he's about to blow up, you can't damage him, so your best bet is to shoot him at a distance or run away when he stops in front of you. The next few enemies you encounter is... where is it? Okay, it's Kappa and Lambda or something like that. Kappa is kind of like a ranged attack kind of guy, along with Lambda. They're both ranged attacks. They have 2 separate attacks. One's like a small, tiny area of effect. It's kind of like a red beam when he shoots at you, and it doesn't do too much damage, I would say, but he does have a second attack that fires along with it, and it's kind of like a blue plasma attack, and it's got like, I would say it has a blast radius of a slightly smaller blast radius as an RPG would have. Maybe not even comparing with the RPG, but it's still, it doesn't do too much damage like the red beam. But if you put them together, and there's usually 2 or 3 that come together stuff when they're attacking, so they can do a fair amount of damage on you. And the next enemy that I will mention is the simply titled Alien, and you can see them jumping on my screen right now. They are not hard to miss. They run on 2 legs, unlike the other guys which have spider legs or look like slugs or something. But these guys look like the aliens from Alien and Predator, except they're not black. They're like a greenish hue and stuff, and all they do is charge you and then mob you up and slash the crap out of you. Their health is 500. Oh yes, and I forgot to mention, Kappa has 700 health, Lambda has 1,000 health. Whoopee. Alien, back to Alien. Like I said, they charge you and they slice at you with their little claws, because apparently aliens like this that somehow managed to get to Earth haven't invented weapons to shoot you at a distance. So yeah, I would say their damage is around 6 through 12 depending on your mode playing on, I guess. And there's Kappa and Lambda right there. You can see the red beams shooting, and eventually the blue one comes by. And yeah, about 10 damage, 7 to 10 damage it looks like. What am I missing? Oh, the next flying guy you end up fighting, I don't think I mentioned him. If I did, then I'm sorry, because I'm an idiot. Zeta is one of the other flying types. He does 500 damage. Or he doesn't do 500 damage. No, that's really overpowered. That would make him more overpowered than Nemesis. Zeta has 500 health, and like the rest of the flying guys, besides Kappa and Lambda, they focus exclusively on the reactors. So they might not attack you, and they might not do too much damage to the reactor, but it's still damaging the reactor, and you want to keep as much health as possible. Especially if you're playing on normal or hard, you want to keep that as high as possible, because Nemesis is a bitch. What am I missing? Am I missing anything? Ooh. The next one is Loda, and in my opinion, is the most annoying enemy in this entire thing. Okay, he looks like a smaller version of Theta, but his what you call it? His little attack. There we go. I'm getting it. His little attack does more damage and is more frequent, and he's much harder to kill. Honestly, even with an AK, it still takes about a clip and a half or clip and a quarter or something to take him out. Loda has 1,000 health. He has 1,000 health on easy mode. And again, bear with me, this is easy mode. I'll be doing normal and hard later. Okay, that's all the enemies taken care of, besides the final boss on easy mode, which is the Alien King. He has 7,000 health, and honestly, for beginners, he might be a slight problem if you don't know how to dodge his attack. His attack basically is pretty much a flamethrower, and I don't really know what each hit you take, how much damage it takes, because it kind of varies on the range you're at, but I would say it does around 3 to maybe 10 or 12, depending on how close you are. And it's probably really low. I doubt it gets past 10, but for me it was pretty hard to measure and notice. But if you stand still, try to knife him, or you charge him, or try to run straight in the straight path to get away from him, he's going to burn you alive with this little, flamethrower. And okay, that's all the enemies, I guess. Alien King has 7,000 health. If I said that already, then like I said, I'm an idiot and I did not notice. Okay, for tactics, I would say on easy mode, there isn't really any exclusive tactics you need to do, but I think the easiest way to do it will have 2 people on each side of the reactor by the ammo boxes and reload your ammo as needed. So you have 2 guys covering one side of the field, and you have 2 guys covering the other side. So the guys on the left side, where I'm at, where you can see me at right now, can have their little cover, and they can take out the little guys that's hiding in the not hiding, but charging through the long little hallway, or oh my god, I don't even know what to call it. Street. Yeah, it's a street. And on the right side, the guys can take out the guys coming up the ramp or hopping over that wall by their side. And on my side, they hop over the wall too, but it's not as frequent. And I would say the guys on the left side are a little safer from ground attacks, because it takes longer for them to get there, and there's not many that really, hop over that wall. It's usually 3 or 4 that hop over that. As for the other side, you have to worry about the guys hopping over that wall. They do come over fairly frequently, I would say. And the guys if the guys on the left miss the ones coming up the street, eventually they'll go up that ramp, and they have to worry about that ramp too. but the right side does have more cover from air attacks and stuff from the Kappas and the Lemptas, and also Nemesis too once in a while. There's a Loda. They're so annoying. They appear around 6 on easy mode. I think on normal it's around 4 or 5, maybe 3. But this is an easy mode tutorial, so we're going to keep it that way. We're not going to sidetrack. Anywho, if you have it like this, you have what I would think would be kind of crossfire, especially on the air targets. Everybody has their own ammo box. It's not so crowded, and you don't have the unfortunate happenings of being all 4 people being killed by one fucking Kappa attacking you and shit. And is it Kappa? Kappa? I think Kappa sounds better. The right side has more cover from those explosive rounds and stuff, and especially from Nemesis on normal mode when he shoots those homing missiles, I would call them, at you. If you get overrun on on the left side, you can jump down the little wall thing and then either turn around like I am and shoot him while running away, or just turn around, pull out your knife, and then sprint away as fast as possible, especially from these freaking Lodas. They're so annoying. Tactics for each little enemy. I would say the Lodas is kill them. I say kill the Lotus first because they're irritating. Actually, no, kill the air targets first. All the ones that are in the sky, take them out as soon as possible because they can overrun the reactor pretty quick. And then second would be the Lotus, if there's any. Lotus and the Thetas. And after that, it's really... everything else isn't really too difficult to kill. I mean, the aliens are annoying because they get in your face and stuff. But it's just pretty much shoot to kill. Each enemy, I'm sure, has a weak point. It's usually the head. But on the little slug guys, the alphas and the betas, and also most of the ground troops except for the alien, I have a hard time getting a headshot. Usually you don't get a headshot. On the aliens, you gotta shoot them right in that little mouth thing that they have when they're charging you. On the air targets, their head is ginormous, so you can't miss it. You can't really miss it. The Kappas and the Leptas or Laptas, whatever you want to call them, they're a little bit harder to get a critical hit on them, the headshot. But you can still, if you focus fire on the weakest one, which is the Kappa or the Kappa. Can't even talk anymore. I'm talking too much. If you focus fire on the weakest air target first, you can take them out relatively easily. For ground targets, like I said, I would take out the Lotus first. They're the most annoying, the Lotus and the Thetas. The Thetas are easy to kill, the Lotus are harder to kill, and they're way more annoying. The second target I would just go for is the alien, because they mob you up, and they do usually go for the reactor first unless you get in their line of sight or if you shoot them. And the little alphas and the betas, when they're attacking the reactor, they only do 1 damage, so they're not really too big of a deal, and you can kill them really quickly, especially with an AK. It's probably the good weapon, best weapon, which I'm going to get into the weapons in a moment. If you can see on the bottom of my screen, you see buy items with the F key, or yeah, it's probably just the F key. I don't know if you can change it or not. You have a list of different items. You'll have magazine size. Magazine size is nice, especially if you're using the Mark 48, which is another weapon you can buy in the game. The Mark 48 is epic, but anyway, the magazine people think it adds a magazine to your little stockpile. It doesn't do that. Actually, instead, all it does is it replenishes all your ammo for your handgun and your AK. I think I use it when I'm fighting the alien boss, the Alien King, but I'm not really too sure about that on this video anyway. But it's really nice, especially when you're running around and dodging them. You can press F key and hit number 1, and then you can shoot at. Then you can instantly refill your ammo and shoot them up. For the Alien King tactics, it's pretty simple. If you can get them down, I don't think we got them down that much, but if you get them down in the little courtyard looking thing down the ramp, you can have one guy run in circles jumping around him in circles. You'll dodge the flames by running around him in circles and jumping and or whatever. As long as you don't, stand still too long or run right into his flames like that guy was doing, you shouldn't take too much damage. And the 3 guys up top can just sit on the ammo boxes and spray them from up top while the other guys, rape training like a boss. And before this video ends, it's going to end soon. Actually, no, I'll get to that. Anyway, that's a tutorial. My first tutorial, I guess. You can subscribe and watch any of my other videos if need be. And I'm enjoying this. So, I love the defense mode. And I will see you all later. Deuces.